Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you to DataIntell Summit 2025 from bias to fairness. And it's a privilege and to have all of us here today. But before we start, I would like to share with us a quick story of how DataIntell started and how I have a personal encounter with bias in an unexpected environment. Um, in 2014, I was a final year student in Federal University of Agriculture at Beokuta, which I was working on my thesis, which is my final year project. And my project is on developing a forecasting model for HIV patients in Oyo State. Because of the complexity of this project and sensitivities of this project, I had to travel from Alabata, which is in Abeokuta. I traveled down to Oyo State, to University Teaching Hospital, College Teaching Hospital in Oyo State to gather materials and data. After like 8 weeks, a friend of mine called me. He's from another institution. He's also in his final year and he's writing his own project. He said, Guy, Alpha. He was speaking in pidgin language, basically. Guy, Alpha, you don't finish your project? I said, yes. I submitted 8 weeks ago. I said, okay. Can you, wait till you work on, like this, he's saying that, what was my project topic? I said, developing forecasting model for HIV patients in Oyo State. He said, Guy, can I see that your project? And I said, you want to see my project? He said, yes. I kept quiet for some time. I said, okay, no problem. So I forwarded the project to him, the data, everything about the project, I forwarded everything to him. And after forwarding to him, I forwarded everything to him. Unknowing to me that my friend actually submitted the same project topic, the same project, the same data. He submitted everything, even from a chapter 1 to chapter 3, he submitted everything to his supervisor. He approved the project, unknowing, thinking that it is the project, the guy's actual project, that it is his original work. Because there was no how for him to verify or to check either the project is for the guy or is not for him. Because my own project sat down in my university archive. His own institution has no way or no access to verify or to check or to be able to see if that project exists before or not. And when you talk about plagiarism detection algorithm, we all know that plagiarism detection algorithm works more or largely for projects that have been published. Not all the billions of projects or research work that are sitting in many of our universities in Africa. So in that case, as at that time, a lot of things changed in my life and I thought of a lot of things at that time. But I later realized that this challenge or this problem was not about myself or my friend. It's largely a systemic problem. Imagine we have like over 200 million students in higher institutions globally, and millions of them completing STEM degrees every year, but only a tiny fraction of their work or research work ever published. As we speak, there are countless brilliant ideas dying in archives, and researchers working in isolation. They are unaware they are all covering the same ground because there is no cross-institutional verification mechanism as well as no global dictation system. But here is what really struck me. Published researchers are protected, but the system was completely biased against students like me. The system didn't even see my work, and to detection algorithm, my work it simply didn't exist. That's bias. Not intentional, not malicious, just systematic invisibility. And I asked myself a simple question as at that time. How do we make a system fair when it's being programmed to see certain kind of people? Second question that I asked myself, how do we build transparency in AI system that it can easily dictate when they are biased or unfair in our algorithm? This same question is what we call data intel today. And that is the same question that brought you and I here today for us to learn and to see how it's been done and how we can apply it in our various work. And that's we have Dr. Iba from TISA University, who is going to take us on about policy and framework to build a fair system. We have Mark Rudak from Guinea Machine that is going to reveal to us how Guinea Machine is being used to detect bias in AI system. And we have Naomi, who will be showing us how we can deploy large language model responsibly in terms of financial context. And we have Joseph from TISA to show us how AI can be explainable. So at this point, I am honored. But before I go, I want you to know something. It is you and I that is going to develop the next generation of AI. It is you and I that will decide if 2030 AI system will have the same challenge, the same problem that the current AI system is having in 2024. It is you and I that will make that decision. Now it is time for us to go into this. It is time for us to learn from the researcher, from the experts that have been in this field for years. It is time to hear from it. It is time to know step-by-step approach how we can embed this thing in our next application, in our own research,